How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to a great collab I have with Alaril, a brand new content creator, but someone I've known as a friend and an amazing player in the game for a very long time. He's so new, he doesn't have a camera yet, but you can see that beautiful logo that we just cut out in the bottom right screen. You want to introduce yourself, Alaril?
Yeah, I'm a gacha player since 19th, when the raid Shadow Legends appeared, and played raid for like 3 years. Then I finally quit. Such a relief, to be honest. And then I've got involved in Watcher of Realms, studying with the Forerunner server and Global Next. So I'm representing like a huge cluster of Russian-speaking community, which has a lot of interesting tactics I want to share with you in the future. So stay tuned.
So lots of great stuff on his channel. The link will be in the description and the top pinned comment, of course. This is going to be one of 3 videos you guys are going to see with Alaril the next 3 days. We're filming it all right now, though, because we're going to go through Codex, because you consider yourself a bit of a Codex expert. Am I correct?
I would love to be. So
Don't be modest.
Let's improve your results to show it.
Let's show it up. So you've actually made this tremendous resource that I really want to show everyone. So we're going to debut that now so everyone can see that thing in action. And we would love people's feedback on this in the comments or on Discord, because this is something that's going to exist right now on Google Sheets, but eventually with enough feedback, and then once the website goes live, we will hopefully have a nice hosted tool integrated into the website. And we're going to have tools like this all the time. So if you haven't heard about the website, more on that very soon. Get excited. Really going to be really good stuff. So essentially this is going to be close to a guide, maybe a bit more of a walkthrough and a breakdown of each Codex stage, starting with this video number 1, Conqueror. And we're just gonna, I've done a very baseline setup on each one of the 3 codices or codexes, however you want to call it. And now you are going to help me try to punch it up a little bit and make it a little better, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. So let's go to display capture so I can show you guys. This is our tool.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Watcher of Realms. You can see it's a bit zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little bit for you guys. You can see, hello friend. Not long ago, a new activity was introduced to the global servers, Immortal Codex. This is an amazing new space for testing various heroes, tactics, and equipment. This table has been created to consolidate all the information to spare you from writing down all your test results. Because you're going to be tinkering, toying, trying to improve with all the things. And you can see there's actually 5. I'm not going to click on 4 or 5. These are spoilers for the 2 new phases.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. But we do have Cyrus, we have the Golem, and we have Celis. So you can see we have examples in here that Alaril's put in. And basically the way you're going to use there's the recommended 10 base heroes. That's just fairly objective based on studying the leaderboards. Then you have notes that you can add on your own stuff. You can put a screenshot of your picture, and then you can log all your things here, what builds you use on your heroes, what scores you get going, maybe with even specifics, right? Like let's say here you had Service, you took his gear from Ardia, or I don't know, pick something, Bazil too, doesn't matter, right? You have things like that. There's a lot of little things that can be diving into a bit more. We can dive deeper, but that is the gist of it. What do you want to add? Let's add a little color to this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be like useful for absolute late end gamers who like has a perfect gear on each hero, but for common players, for maybe early late game, most of us has like 5 perfectly geared heroes, and we're switching some elements of gear between these heroes, trying to manage this or that type of content. So this spreadsheet is mainly for that kind of players, because if you forget what you put on Zilito, for example, your guild boss will be ruined forever.
Absolutely.
And that's just one small example, but that's the minor example, because if you forget what you've done before to get SS plus, for example, next time you won't be able to recreate this type of results without any notes, without any exact specific information based on your account, your gear. So that's basically your memory of you doing Codex, your progress line.
Exactly. So yeah, it's an amazing tracker. You can see we've got there's gonna be eventually team options and stuff on the right here. These are some of the top teams in the world, right? You can log all your things. You'll be able to be clickable. You can place in your heroes, what score they got, if you took what left side gear they had, maybe like the set and where you got it from. If you have like a normal standard champion, same thing with right side, and then artifact, right? Which we will change the spelling on. But really great stuff. So let's actually get into some gameplay. And let's start with we're doing Conqueror today, baby. So let's get some punch up on my Conqueror. I will tell you, Conqueror was my strongest from the first round during the Frostfall Jamboree. I did get SS Plus in the end. If we could get Triple S, I'd be pretty darn happy. And what I will tell you is I've done nothing on Conqueror this rotation. So you'll see I've done just enough to have done it. I literally did an auto run, no real re-gearing or anything. Okay. I literally just pressed auto and it just did the battle I had from the previous 2 weeks earlier, and we got S+, so it's not bad. But certainly we should be able to get back to SS+, and if we get to Triple S, it'd be pretty fun. So let's hop in here. I'll show you the team that I run. This is going to be it. So I do have some very meta heroes, right? I've got Ardia, I've got Cerberus. Oh my god, where'd you go? Cerberus, and I got Valkyria. These are, if we look at the top teams in the world, just to show everybody, you know this, but you'll see.
Yep.
Ardia, Cerberus, Valkyria, Ardia, Cerberus, Valkyria, so on, right? Wow, Boomer's actually using Broke here, which is crazy because I made that up. I don't know if he got it from me, but I totally made that up myself. Wow, more Broke here. Wow, I think they might have picked up on one of my strats. That's pretty fun. So that was the big strat I had because I don't have Reeve or anything like that. He provides a ton of crowd control. And then also a lot of support to extra damage mitigation to Cerberus. So that's how I use him. I'd be very curious if they run the same strat that I do. But yeah, you guys can go back in the stream where I figured that one out from a couple weeks ago. That's very fun to see. So basically, actually, Boomer's running the same team as me, except he's got a little bonus here with a much better version of a Chaotic Lord, right?
Absolutely.
He's got Gone instead of Flat Off. So what do you suggest? So we like my team. Is there anyone you'd want to bring in? Maybe we should just go check the gear. What are you thinking?
I think worth testing as it is now, just because as for Codex, you can't be sure that you're placing specific heroes and it would work. Mm-hmm. It's not working like that at all. Just because, for example, it is in Guild Boss, you're gonna use Hex and Zealot, and that's it. That's fine. Mm-hmm. As for Codex, placement is essential.
Yeah.
Combos between heroes, their specific abilities link,
their synergies
is also important. Yeah. So basically, things to keep in mind. One thing to keep in mind. Don't blindly copy teams you see in top chart. That's the main.
Totally.
Try to find the best synergy on your account because
or you can be like these top players who clearly copied me because they're using Broke here. So you can copy people all the way down in SS Plus. You don't even have to copy them.
Or you can use hero code MasterCard. It always works.
Just remember your pin.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, amazing. So I will say these guys are not going to be geared. I did a big Void Rift that took me way too long yesterday. You were on the stream, and then I obviously had to re-gear my Guild Boss team. So gear is everywhere. So we can just go in there fresh. I was thinking Ardia and it's actually kind of interesting because I think the best in slot gear set for these three heroes, Valkyria, Cerberus, and Ardia, is probably going to be Soulbound Arcana, and I certainly don't have 3 usable sets, I don't think, so we'll have to make some decisions. I want to quickly tell people, because I do want this to be not a guide, but just give full background information. If you're unfamiliar, the Conqueror is basically the Cyrus boss. He releases these mobs and mobs and mobs and mobs, swarms of enemies that aren't so hard to take down, but there's just more and more and more. Eventually you get overwhelmed. You have this wall here that takes up a tile worth of space in terms of depth. It goes across vertically here. You can put people behind, you can put people in front. Eventually that wall is going to crumble. You want to try to get Triple S before basically they take you all out, they take out the wall, and then they take out your backlines and you're dead. So that's the breakdown. Any other basic logistics to this that we should tell people just so they have the baseline knowledge, or we hop into some gear?
Yeah, just don't stick to your artifacts you usually use. For example, you always use like Scarlet Hunt on Ardia, for example.
Yeah.
And on Valkyria, you always use like
Realm Tear.
Yeah, Realm Tear. Yeah. This wall allows you to try new combinations, like Frigate Flame is absolutely perfect.
Totally. Yeah,
Most of
definitely worth
content Frigate Flame
experimenting.
is okayish, but
Yeah,
as
true.
for Codex, it's perfect.
Yeah, so if that's unclear to people, because you as long as no damage is taken, you get stacks and stacks and stacks, and you're obviously not going to take damage until the walls breach, which is going to be at the very end of the fight. So you'll basically be running, like if I was to use this on Valkyria, she'll basically have a 20%, 27% damage increase the whole fight until the very end. Anyway, so I think this is hard to say. For me, I would probably give Ardia first. I'm open to hear an argument for Cerberus. I just don't know if I have enough support to keep Cerberus alive long enough that he could do. If anyone checks the leaderboards, he's like the top damage dealer in the game, right? But
No
I don't
doubt.
think my Cerberus can get on the level. And you can even see here with is this Ron's team? This is Trance. He's still close, Ardia. Let's go to someone. Let's go to a friend. Where's Deegs? Friends of the channel. Deegs. Oh my God, top 12, not even top 10. That's a big discrepancy, right? But I don't know if I have the kind of support he has with the legendary Lord buff from Gone, and then Reeve, who's an amazing tank to have on the other side of the wall. What do you think? Who should get the better gear?
I think both, just because there is one tip I'm using currently, and it's using Immortal Warrior on Cerberus.
Oh, that's a great tip. All right, so let's start with Cerberus. I'll show you. I've got enough to make 2 Soulbound Arcana sets. One is certainly better than the other. Let's just strip this. And don't be afraid, guys. If you're going to do what I'm doing right now, we're going to try to push Conqueror, right? Like push it properly. We're going to have to tear it down and build it back up. You know, you got to put all you want to. If you want to get the highest possible score, you got to min-max. You got to take your best gear from all over your account. Scary.
Just never use Fracture set on Cerberus.
Yeah, that was a quick equip.
No.
It's scary, but it's that's the reason we made this tool where you can track all your equipment, because you're going to be pulling it from all corners of your account. I will actually say though, for Fracture set, it can be really good on Cerberus if you have it. The reason why I don't change it when I quick equip that way, because I use him for that silly stage in Void Rift where it's like the resource raid kind of stage.
Oh,
and if you have him in Lunacy Visor, he has full health the whole time. So anyway,
best in slot.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Right. For Cerberus, you're mostly focused on HP, just because of its synergy with the greatest artifact for Cerberus is
totally
Lunacy
Visor.
Visor, yeah.
Which I will say is the most pulled I have. So I actually have one maxed out, and I'm working on another one just for giggles.
I would trade for Sharpshooter's Crest anytime. Just call me,
Well, if you have any Spirit Siphon, that's what I'm dying for. I never pull Spirit Siphon. I pulled like 3 or 4 ever. But there's the Lunacy Visor. So this guy's people a lot. I've been running this on Cerberus forever, because he's like my go-to for like resource raid and gold raid, that kind of stuff, XP raid. Increases your block, which is really nice because he's going to hit more enemies because he'll engage more enemies. Additionally, the wearer restores HP, and it's important to say it restores, so it's not a heal. People are like, how's your Cerberus healing? He's not healing technically, because then you could benefit from heal effect and stuff like that, but he is getting a health restoration, which is that semantic and BS? Of course, but that's what it is. When you max it out, it's at 1.2% of max health each time he deals damage, stacks up to 3 targets.
Don't be confused with one target. It's an important note, but it works.
Yeah.
Just you'll see.
Yeah, so you can only count 1 hit to 1 target, but basically because he does AoE, he's getting 3 hits every time he hits. That's how much they're capping it at. Even though he's doing more, he's allowed to get the benefit from 3 targets, so it's basically 3.6% HP every hit, which is a lot because he's got that crazy aura. And just to compare, so that's at 1.2. And then you can see here when it's at base level, it starts at just 0.7. So you get an extra 0.1% chance. 0.1% health restoration, I should say.
This doesn't make him like immortal. He will die eventually for sure. But it will take so much longer.
Absolutely.
So much longer.
Yeah, so it's a trade-off. You want to get some DPS on him, but the longer he stays on the field, the more opportunities he's going to have to deal some real damage. So I actually think we got a good shot here. I also say I've put a lot of skill ups, and because Cerberus is maybe like my favorite hero. I've been saying that for a long time, and then this came along, which just made him super OP as well.
Except for Crutch.
Except for my Crutch daddy. But I put a lot of skill ups into him, so you can see he's nearly maxed now. I could max him out now, but I don't think I will. Not yet, at least. Eventually I will. But I'm thinking we could put some big numbers. So let's give him some nice gear. You said Immortal Warrior. So we're going for Immortal Warrior.
Definitely
Immortal
Warrior.
Or with DPS?
With DPS. Another reason why, because you often get damaging stats on Immortal Warrior, and you don't have like a lot of heroes to wear it. For example, it could be Torador, it could be Captain Reeve, and it could be Cerberus. That's basically about to be it.
Yeah, I do it on Abomination. I've got a set. This is normally.
Yeah, that could be.
So let's see. Now we got some options here. We've got this piece, little attack speed. We don't need it. This is a pretty nice piece I have. I don't have the best gear in the world for this stuff, but could level this one. What do you think? Get some crit.
We're looking for HP bonus, crit rate, and attack bonus.
Way ahead of you, buddy. Way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Let's level this. I mean, we got the thing right now. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Oh, Venoma. No?
No. All right, let's use the first one. It's not bad. I don't have the best gear in the world.
It's okay. Attack speed also, gives.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, because the other options, if we were to limit it slightly and go like this, it's where our hands get kind of tied immediately. Like this one, if I can set a heal effect, if this was crit, it would be awesome. But
by the way, healing effect has no any influence on this.
No, not on the Lunacy Visor because it's not a heal. It's a restoration. All right, so now normal DPS for Soulbound Arcana. I can show you I've got one really good set we can make that Artie is wearing right now.
I'm not sure about Soulbound Arcana on Cerberus, just because maybe it will take maybe 2 or maximum 3 ultimates before he dies on the mediocre account. I think
I got 5 triggers on him last time.
5?
4. I get 4 every time. I put Brokir in front of him. That's my strategy.
Okay, let's try.
But we don't have to. I know that's what Ray does, and Ray was _1 on Forerunner for this, so that was the tip he gave me.
That's an authority. So let's try Soulbound Arcana. If you don't have it, use Curse as maybe one of the options. And the second best is Ageless Wrath, for sure.
Totally. Yeah, we could get an Ageless Wrath set on him, absolutely. That could also be really strong on him. If we want to go like this, let's see. We can go to let's go like this. We'll go to subsets crit rate. I got 2 options here. Probably leave the one with more attack speed for behind the line for Ardia. So there we go. Worked out pretty good, I think. There's attack speed we're not really dying to get, but the attacks, it's solid. It's easy to build attack on him. He's over 6k base attack. And then very nice for crit capped with over 300% crit damage. I think for my account with the Soulbound Arcana set, I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah. It's really easy to build him with high attack.
Yeah. And we did actually...
Even 20k is actually quite reachable.
Yeah, for sure. I had to take the L because we went for this Immortal Warrior, none of the best in the world, but you guys can see we actually did get over 3,000 defense, and more importantly, we got 56k HP, so that's pretty solid.
50k is basically what you should be going for.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. So let's go to Ardia.
The better, yeah. Oh, that's your field of expertise. So
yeah, I'll tell people. So Ardia, some of the gear I would have given her has now gone to Cerberus, but she has such high base attack that you can really just to the moon with crit damage. But I'll just show you what we're working with, and you're going to want Soulbound Arcana. She's got a cheap ult. It's an auto ult. She will get the max 5 stacks very, very quickly. She's built for it. We are kind of have our hands tied here. There's no crit rate on this one. This one's okay. I will end up going with this one, and you'll see she's going to have a huge boost to her attack. Oh, excuse me. I thought we'd already clicked on Amulet. No, we'll keep that. For Amulet, you can see this is what I was trying to articulate. I would love to have put this on her instead of Cerberus, which maybe we could do the switch. I don't know. You tell me what you think. This one's nice, but maybe better get the attack
on. Let's take a look on final stats to compare and.
Sure. Yeah, let's throw this on, and then this one my hands are tied. I don't have any good crit damage pieces, so I always have to go attack on this one. But normally I will go double crit damage on my Ardia, and very comfortably you could go crit triple if you had some good. If I had better Soulbound Arcana, I could do that. Now for here, we'll just see what's my best piece lying around. This one looks pretty good. The reason Amani's so juiced up, actually the crit rate's going to be a little low. The reason Amani's so juiced up is because I was just doing the Infernal Faction Trials. But let's see. Ooh, this piece for sure. Successfully. We beat 11, not 12, but maybe we'll get it. So there we go. And I do finally have one nice piece that I just got. So this will come from Silo 2 as well. And look at that.
Absolute perfection.
Perfect. Exactly, crit cap. Just under 300% crit damage, but that can change if we swap this out, which I think I want to do. And you can see, without even focusing attack, we got it at 27.3k
27k. That's insane.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to tell you right now, I am going to make the switch, and you guys will see. So service 16, whatever. We'll put this on. So even with only the one attack, but she's still at 23.6, which is crazy. I do want to try her, like you said, in the Frigid Flame. If we do some math, this is 30% max out, but it's only when she's landing bleeds. She kills them all so fast that she actually doesn't really get the bonus, because she's, especially at the beginning, better just get the damage right up front, because until the wall crumbles, she'll have the 27%.
And it's 36%.
Oh, 30, is it? No, it's 3 times.
Oh, 3 times, yeah.
27%. Yeah, it's really good. I will max this. This is the only one I have on my account, so I've only ever pulled 4 ever. I've had pretty bad luck. And then for Cerberus, now we can fix him a bit. We'll throw this back on.
As for Frigid Flame, just call me once again.
You have tons?
Yeah.
So there we go with Serve. So now you still crit caps. Crit damage obviously went down a nice chunk, but attack went way up. So we're coming up on that 20k that you described, 19.7. So our 2 main guys are geared. And now for the hard thing for me. So if I want your suggestion, I would love to put Valkyria in a Soulbound set. Unfortunately, I can't because, you know, I look how good that is. It's so cheap, only 600, but I don't have enough for another set. You know, I'm almost tempted to put another 2 rolls in here. So should we try to max this out?
Absolutely, you have to. Just because she's the most, you know, crucial hero for the Northern Fraction Trials.
Mm-hmm.
And
got it. Yes.
It requires... Wow. Perfection.
Yeah. Well, it's 50-50.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. We were at level 4, so we missed twice, then we hit it. But okay, so what gear?
That's fine.
What's a nice Valkyria set if I don't want to go?
Roar works on her just how it should work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So that should be pretty easy. I got my best Infernal Roar set over here on Seela 2. And then let's get what are we thinking?
I won't be lying if I say that maybe third of players using on Valkyria 0-2 set, just because they both magic type damage dealers.
True.
And the best gear you're having with Infernal Roar is on 0-2, so.
Totally. Let's throw this on.
0-2 loses her usage a lot after you're done with Guild Boss every day.
True. Yeah, she's kind of yeah, she falls off. Like I almost never use her, even in Void Rift. She's, now that I have Ardia too, like her arrogance and Ardia outclass her. So let's throw this on. So nearly crit capped, very high attack speed, solid crit damage, and it should be pretty good attack.
It looks okay. With a lot of rage regen on her, it's just fine. Yeah. And the hero I'm looking forward most, and you're keeping forgetting about her, the greatest hero we had recently added.
No.
Yeah, Constance.
I thought you could say a Nye. Yeah, so I've done many runs with Constance as well. I did her last time too. She's amazing. I'll just tell you what I was planning to do with her. I just really throw Dolores' gear on her and then call it a day.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Let's find Dolores. So an Invig set is great, and I'm going to make this... I've tried having it land on Ardia and Service. We'll see how the run goes, but I think I will put it probably on Ardia, but we can try both. So there is our Dolores. Let's just throw it right over. I'm going to run her in Keen Wisdom. I'll just keep that attack nice and high.
One quick note.
Please.
As with Dolores, these new artifacts, mythic artifacts, which were released like last week, they are not better than Ancestral Teaching on level 1, 10, even 3rd. Yeah, they need to be, this type of artifacts needs to be fully maxed, so their base attack plus percentage overwhelm the percentage of Mabaket's teaching. Just
the Mabaket artifact, that's what I always say too.
Yeah. Just because this percentage is based on the whole attack, not just base attack.
Totally. Yeah, so let's it's like a post-deployment thing. So we're at just about 15k, and then we're gonna get that extra 16% after she touches the battlefield. So pretty good, pretty happy with that. We're just hunting for attack bonus with flat attack, so on and so on. If you are going to run constant, so if I was to do this again and we wanted to really min-max it, I could try to get a little more attack speed on her, a little rage regen on her. She'll have a better boost from attack speed, since Dolores doesn't get that. But for now, it's as simple as putting Dolores' gear on. There we have it. All right, we're almost done now. Basically, only one hero left because Vladov's not going to really be much on the field. So this is, I'll show you what I did. I do my Broke here. I got my nice Broke here build going. I should have my Guardian right about here on Aurum.
With a lot of regen, yeah.
Yeah, and then, this one doesn't have the rage.
And it's 0.
Okay, yeah, so the set I wanted to use did not have any rage regen. We want a lot of rage regen because we really want this ult coming up, especially since I have him A1, so we'll get more freezes, more crowd control, and he'll protect Cerberus for longer. So it's as simple as we're going to go for HP and then sort by rage regen and see what we can get. He doesn't need as much attack speed, because he's actually going to be generating his rage by being attacked. So that's what the rage regen percentage.
He basically needs HP, a rage regen, and some defense.
Exactly, and so this piece is kind of perfect. I mean, broken set, but you can see rage regen, defense bonus, flat HP with the HP main. This one's pretty nice too with the flat HP. I will take that. We can see here if this says defense. No, I'm happy with this. Totally.
For most of players, it's always stats over sets.
For sure. Until like the very end. Like if I could have these stats, but they could be on a Guardian set, great. But I'm not going to do a Guardian set and sacrifice all those sets just to make it happen. So look at that, 64% rage regen, not too shabby. And now let's just go, that's enough honestly, because I'm getting another 32 from my Pantheon. So let's just go for Immortal Warrior or Life Force. Go for some defense and HP, that looks good to me. We can check this really quickly. Oh, we can snag this. This is the gear he was wearing before. We'll snag this from Livian. And I think it's going to be quite the nice build. Almost 110k, almost 8k.
Yeah,
with 64%. I think it's a very good Broke here build. Throw an Olog's Wall on him so he blocks more people, freezes more people. Very, very good stuff. And then Vladov. So I know you said you aren't that familiar with Vladov, so I can maybe explain to the people.
He's a bit GB boss. I mean, guild boss type of hero.
Yeah.
Because he's mostly squishy. And,
totally.
He won't survive long on the first codex. As for Zealous, he might have some usage, just because we usually build him in with a lot of speed, attack speed.
To be clear, in the Styx boss, you mean?
Yeah, the third codex.
Yeah.
And you can run team like with Erdea as your main damage dealer, with Thedram and Calypso as your shield breakers. And that's fine.
Yeah.
So he has his own purpose, but not as like, you can put Wrath everywhere as a consistent damage dealer. Yeah. He just a niche hero. Not bad, but niche.
Yeah, so to explain it perfectly, he is here, like I've done runs where he doesn't even touch the floor. He's there for an Invig set. And then to give the buff, because he's going to give a huge Lord bonus to Cerberus and Ardia, especially since Ardia will be behind the wall, basically about to die the whole time, because she's going to be inflicting damage upon herself, so she'll get the full benefit of his Lord skill. So I actually love him here. He was better than my Morrigan, because my Morrigan was only boosting Cerberus. Even if I tried Aatrox, for me it was best to use Vladov and get the boost for those two guys. So let's get, I clicked on the wrong thing, of course I am. Let's go to Invig set. I'm just going to build him tanky, and towards the end I'll just put him in front of the wall to delay ever so slightly, and that's literally just how I do it.
It's a great idea to build him tanky, just because sometimes close to the end of the battle, you might need some time to slow down your enemies to let like Constance.
If you could put him in front of the wall, like in front of
the
Constance or Valkyria or Ardia, and you take like 3 less hits on the wall, so the wall lasts for 1 more second, and then Ardia and Valkyria get 1 more hit out. That might be the extra 5k you need, right? That's my how I think about it. And there's
because usually if your wall is broken, that's GG mostly.
You can see if you just go for all tankiness, my guys. This just shows you he's not even fully promoted. I'll probably do this by the end of the event just to min max if I have to. He's not even level 60, not even fully promoted, but we still were able to build about 50k HP on him, so it's pretty solid. We'll be over 50k once we throw one of these on him. I'm also going to throw my other Lunacy Visor, and that's not really for his healing, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's just to get the extra block.
But
so
extra block.
Take the aggro. All right, should we see this thing in action? You can see what I do, and then you can fix it. All right, let's hop in, and I'll show you what this is all about. Okay, so for people who don't know, obviously we have the boss rush. I'll already restart it so we can really min-max this. He walks out, we have this very, very easy fight, and then it counts down to a very hard and non-stop fight. So what I like to do is place Ardia, then place Constance here. So now Constance has Invig, so now Ardia is buffed. And now also I place Constance here because now she can buff Cerberus when she actually does her inspiration. So we place Cerberus, then I'm going to place Vladov, who I pick up basically right away. And now we've placed... we've placed the Invig buff on Cerberus, so we can pick up Vladov. I don't want him there right now. Then I can place Valkyria, who I actually just got A1, so she's going to permanently have that big range. And then I place Broke here right in front. And that's basically it. And I'm not going to do much of anything besides trigger Cerberus to make sure we get the... trigger him every time it comes up just to max out the stacks of his Soulbound Arcana. Especially at the beginning. There's no real timing to it. And then I'll just sit on... Valkyria and Constance.
And already one question to think about. It's not so obvious with the Codex. Cerberus is absolutely OP for the first Codex, but I'm questioning if it's better to have Invig buff on him or on Valkyria, who spends more time on the field.
That's true. I mean, we can definitely try that right after.
Yeah. It also depends on gearing, so just don't blind copying.
Totally.
The whole battle.
Absolutely. So something to note here. Now that everyone's skilled up, this is gonna be different if anyone saw my original guide, because back then my Valkyria's ult was not fully skilled and my Cerberus's was not. Now it is. So it used to be that Valkyria's ult was 25 seconds, Constance was 20 seconds, and Cerberus 15 seconds. So I had to do this little rotation, which was about 8 ticks of count up in terms of percentage on whoever was going last. So that would have been Cerberus. But now it's different, right? Because they have max skill ups on the ult. So now Valkyria's 30 seconds. Constance stays at 20 seconds. She was already maxed, and now Cerberus is at 20 seconds. So I'm going to have to do is trigger Valkyria at about 83, 84 seconds, and that will align perfect overlap. So she gets a full last 20 seconds with Constance, and Cerberus gets a perfect, obviously, with Constance because they'll have the same. So that's just a really specific thing to explain to people. So I actually could have already triggered it there. You can say I was a bit late.
I agree.
Oh, that was too early. It will be better for the next ones. But the thinking holds. The strategy holds. And so Vladov, I'm just going to save for the end. This is to explain to everybody. So he takes less... I just want him at the end as like a warm body, just to buy us another second. So I want him to be at full health for when that comes.
There are 2 different strategies for these. First is when you're running right now. And the next one is when you're actually deploying Cerberus, not by the end of the battle, but somewhere in the middle. Just because first of all you need like godly build Cerberus for that.
I don't have that.
But he spends a lot of time out of the field, so if you have like perfect Cerberus, it's better to use him on huge elite mobs.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That's very smart. Yeah, because Valkyria and Ardia could probably handle this themselves.
Yeah, and Vladov can handle the first mobs.
So there's our S.
Quite okay. Yeah.
There's also always some RNG because Cerberus is placing those puddles, the water decay thing, at the highest HP enemy, which they're always coming in and it's always changing, so they're not always in the same spot. So I've noticed sometimes he dies sooner than other times. Like right there, he died faster than he would sometimes. We're at S+ at least.
Yes, sometimes it takes like auto running quite a couple of times just to get the result of Cerberus placing his decay on the right place.
Yeah, just to explain, so he died, now we're at SS, so we got a new score here. They're starting to overload the wall, but we got tons, and I'm just placing Vladov just to soak some stuff up.
As you can see, that's mainly because of gearing.
Which is?
Not because because of new gearing on your heroes. Not because we use some strategy you haven't used before.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. I'm sure that some gearing on Valkyria can be significant. If you see the result here, I'm sure that Valkyra has like a lot of impact here.
Sure. Yeah, let's look. So yeah, Valkyra actually way outdid my Cerberus, but this I will again say goes to the variability. So one of my best runs where I got closer to triple S last rotation during the Frostwell Jamboree, it's because Cerberus lived a lot longer. He didn't die during S. He died after 1 million, you know? So that makes a big difference. So yeah, there's a lot of RNG to it. Overall, it's pretty solid, I think. What would you suggest? Let's do a little makeover. Let's give it one more run with your input, and let's see how it looks.
To be honest, if even if I admire your creativeness, you know,
Sure.
And I see a lot of people using Brock here now, I think that he can be replaced with some tanky hero as well, who can make some damage. And the best who came in my mind is Abominance.
Abomination. Yeah.
Yeah, Abomination. Yeah.
So I'll tell you, you tell me. You're in charge now. You can boss me around. But I will say I did try Abomination a lot during Frostwell Jamboree, and I had more success with this. But let's do it. So
Abomination needs to be geared properly, just because we usually use him in Glycer, which is completely fine for most of content in game. But as for the Codex, you want him to be with Infernal Roar as well.
Sure. So you tell me. You can see I've got some Infernal Roar. It's not the best in the world. What are we looking for?
I think as he's falls into general category of heroes, you need attack speed, mostly attack and crit rate.
Okay, we got this piece. That'll do.
And some HP would be nice, because
some
he would
HP.
tank.
There you go. This is a nice piece
Yeah.
for you. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, we'll snag this. This one.
I'm running the whole Nightmare team on this Codex, which surprises me. I'm about to be like triple S.
Amazing.
If I'm not so lazy. But I do understand that Abomination has a potential to be good even without any Lord on the field.
Yeah, he does some real damage. So what do we think? We can do this HP piece for a little tankiness, or we can do this piece for some more attack speed. But we can see how it rolls.
Let's pray for Venoma and use
the one on the right
bonus. Yeah.
All right, Venoma, let's do this. Let's do this thing.
You have to. Thanks.
It was pretty good.
That's fine. Yeah.
Sweet. We'll take it. And then what? You want to go to Moral Warrior here? You want to take some of that, or I don't know if I have more good DPS, or we can just go normal, conventional.
I think conventional with HP would be just nice.
Let's see. So here's a nice one. I mean, it's Whirlwind, but that could help.
Yeah.
These are some
There's
nice
a lot
rolls.
of attack speed.
Yeah, this could be good.
He's perfect because he gets his dual ultimate, constant ultimate, very easy.
Totally.
Almost
yeah, especially
before
the
boss rush.
Before the boss rush, it helps him a lot. He gets the load up. Because people don't know, after 2 triggers of his ultimate, it's permanent. So we can kind of just take that time just for him to load up. So yeah, I think this is kind of fine. I'm happy to just try it like this. Could try to min-max, I guess.
And one great thing, he could be healed.
True. He can be healed. So
even if you're using Abomination, there are 2 things you want to test based on your account and your gear. If you're gonna place him before Cerberus, or Cerberus will be placed behind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's absolutely based on gearing, just because too many things to keep in mind. Dolores' buff on Cerberus and Dolores' buff on Abomination could work differently, just because Cerberus could...
You mean Constance's buff, right?
Constance, yeah.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Melee Dolores.
My goddess. Yeah. Just because, once again, Cerberus could just be dead. And Configuration buff and consensus buff on that, on Living Abomination could do a lot of damage, you know.
Totally.
On my team, he just gives a solid 100.
Wow, that's a lot. So really
Yeah.
quick, are we thinking Lunacy Visor or Eye of Sin? What do you think?
I think Lunacy Visor would be better
I think
if
so.
we are running him behind Cerberus, and I've seen if we're running him under the Constance buff.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be the next big decision.
It's a difference. It's a balance of survivability and damage. Oh,
Totally.
quite nice HP base.
Yeah, so we got almost 60k HP. We got people forget Abomination is crazy high base stats. So we got almost 20. We got over 23,000, 23.3k attack. Crit damage is literally nothing to write home about. But, you know, we take what we can get. That's what we're cooking with, and we got a pretty nice interval here at 1.5. So how do you think we should deploy them then? So let's get ready to hop into battle. But looking at the map, you think we should put Cerberus here and Abomination behind him?
What Cerberus do we run now?
I'm sorry?
Lunacy Visor.
Yeah.
Are we running Lunacy Visor? Then we can try put Abomination behind.
Sure. So that, but then to be clear, Cerberus won't get the Constance buff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try. And then you want to try putting probably then we should put the Invig buff on Valkyria, right?
So that leads us to our spreadsheet, because we can already imagine 4 cases we can try with the same exact team.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, the great plug for the sheet. Let me throw on the display. So you guys can see I can go into the Codex, and with all our different heroes and teams and stuff, we can track it, you know, and be like, so this was the one where we did the Invig on Valkyria, and this. That's what the notes are for. This, you know, you can make copies of the same thing and just keep tracking, and titling the runs. How do you like to fill this in when it's done? Do you use like one? You just keep making copies of the sheet, and you can be like Codex attempt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you just stack it in the ledger?
I think you can make copies of that, or if they're gonna be not enough, you can just, you know, DM me on Discord. I will add something to the document, like another lines for you. Why not?
Yeah, and then eventually if it's on a website, right, there could be like a little temporary log. So you do, okay, that's what I did, you did this, and then this thing clears out, and then you'll have like a button to click that brings you back to the results you just loaded. So should be really, really cool.
Actually, I have a filter on my list. I don't know why you don't. Because you're in viewing.
Yeah, I'm view only.
Mode.
I'm view only right now.
Yeah. Okay, let's try.
Just remember to change artifact to artifact with an I, right?
Yeah.
So I'll help you with the English, and you're going to help me with my Russian. So that's another thing we can say. You've offered to help translate the website when it comes to Russian language, which will be a huge benefit because there's so many Russian language speakers that play the game, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Absolutely. All right, so let's try this out the Alaril way, and hopefully we can wrap it up right here because you're going to help me just get an incredible score, right?
Let's hope for that.
Let's hope. All right, so let's hop in. I'm going to do what I think the setup is based on what we've discussed. If I make a mistake, just tell me and we'll restart it.
With the Abomination on the field, we can play Cerberus later, because Abomination can handle like a lot of waves by himself.
Sure.
And that's the point.
Awesome. So tell me, you just tell me when to drop Cerberus and we'll drop him. I'm assuming we're going to drop him here, right?
I think when you're about to get the big guys on the field, that's the exact timing.
You'll have to tell me if you know there's some indicator on the countdown or something. I certainly don't know that off the top of my head. I'm going to trigger Constance there, see if we can't kill these waves slightly faster. We should load up fast enough as it is. Otherwise, we'll just restart. So this is what I was saying about Ardia, guys. So this she benefits. She's basically always going to make sure she's, even with healing from Constance, she's almost always going to be under that 30% and get that max benefit from Vladov. She'll have these moments, you know, and then she takes herself right back down whenever she ults, and that's where the big damage comes from anyway.
Oh
yeah, so we will be ready with these guys. I'll trigger Valkyria when
problem-
Constance is about 92%. Yeah, please.
The problem with Constant is that we have a tank, a healer, and a buffer in one hero, and usually people try to, maximize both.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, you got to lean into one thing.
Yeah, you must stick around to at least two things at max.
Yeah, you she can't be everything. Depends on the piece of content.
For me,
right?
that's the best way I geared her was healer plus buff.
Totally. Is this a good time for Serb or not yet?
Some slightly more
Sure.
time to wait.
Yeah, these guys should be able to take care of this for a pretty long time.
And now is the time, yeah.
Okay, let's see it. So he gets that instant buff on deployment, which I also have that skill maxed out for, and I've got him A1, so he's going to add the slows on deployment. So that's another that's a trick, right? Because when we waste it in the beginning before the boss rush, there's kind of no point. So that's a good thing. It's looking good. I bet you Abomination's doing some pretty good damage.
And we're
I will say
lucky enough. Timing is perfect.
Looks good, yeah. But the Soulbound Arcana maybe not as strong anymore now, right? Because we're not going to get all those triggers that I get sometimes on my good runs.
Yeah. Ageless Wrath
maybe
more.
Maybe Ageless Wrath. I've got a nice Ageless Wrath set on Silas. I can try on him later. But looking good so far. We're in A now. You can see Cerberus is staying pretty healed. What's nice is having him in front, he's getting more hits out quicker, right? Because they're hitting him immediately, or rather, his aura's hitting them. All right.
I just think that Broker has its own limits in case of utility here, and that's the main problem. All other cases, I absolutely love Broker. He's the best.
Let's wait. Cerberus died. It's a little early. Honestly, it's too early.
I think Abominance under Constance will do his job.
Yeah. There's their double S, so at least we tied it. So far, we're in pretty good control. Abomination's really holding well. But you guys can see,
yeah. I think just Eye of Sin is a big difference for Abomination right now. If he was wearing that one.
And we just squeezed out a SS+. So just under 13 million.
Yep.
Pretty good. So those are two ways to do it with my team. Obviously, I have pretty darn meta heroes, but I don't have perfect heroes, as we saw. And I have good gear, but I certainly don't have anything close to perfect gear. Let's see where that places me. I'm guessing that's like 2% or something. We'll see.
Just out of curiosity,
1%.
try to put Eye of Sin on Abomination and run out fight.
Sure. Yeah, well, we can wrap it up with that. And who knows, maybe we'll get better RNG with Cerberus as well. Yeah, let's run it with Abomination.
Yeah, because his survivability is quite okay.
We did. Yeah, definitely. So there's stuff to play around here. We could try less attack on Abomination. We could try even less tankiness because he seemed to handle his own very well. We could put the better Lunacy Visor on him. But you can see you don't need Gone to get a good score. But you could also see if I had Gone, we'd be looking at triple S in our sleep, you know? Because basically Vladov did nothing. So we'd have a better Lord buff and we'd have a very usable hero. It's like Gone could go where Brokir was. We could put Cerberus back, and then we could have Abomination in front of Valkyria or something, and we'd just be cooking.
If you have Khan, RD, and Cerberus, your guide is basically run.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Let's do an auto fight, and we can take this time to wrap up. It's going to be a pretty long video. I don't think I'm going to edit it too much because I think it was a nice conversation. I hope people on Twitch enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me, Alaril.
Always my pleasure.
And we got 2 more to do, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Really fun. Healer, you said you're quite good at it, and I definitely need to improve on that. So
Healers is my favorite one.
I think it's the coolest piece of content I've ever seen in a game like this. It's so unique, right?
That's the opposite of Tide, because you must have a lot of imagination to create a content, especially for healers.
Yeah, it's very clever how they did it. And then Tide, they're like, what if bad guys are running at you and then you have to hit the bad guys?
How to compare healers, how to make healing a damage
in so game. Cool. I love
That's something.
Yeah, very clever from the devs. I really like it. Yeah, like we'll criticize the devs for things like Tide, but we'll always compliment them for something as clever as the Iona Codex, the Golem Codex. I love it.
Yeah.
You have it. When's your first video gonna come out?
when Adobe Premiere allows it.
Okay, so guys, definitely use the link. I'll put a picture of his channel right now up on the screen, and then we'll have the link in the description and the top pinned comment. Be sure to check out Alaril. It'll be worth your time. And you're doing all English language content too, right? So it's going to be for everybody.
Yeah, this channel will be English only.
Awesome, really good.
I can speak Georgian, but I don't know if it's going to be useful there.
So if you guys want Georgian, there we go. So we did get slightly better. So 13.1.
Yeah.
I think we can check. It's going to be a very long ways off from Triple S, so it might not be my time for Triple S yet. If anyone has ideas, you can let me know in the comments or let me know on Twitch. We can tinker with it. But you can see I'm missing. There's a huge miss on my Cerberus, so I might try putting Abomination in front, putting him back in a Lunacy visor. I think I probably might try taking Cerberus and putting him in that Ageless Wrath set and just seeing, because clearly I'm falling short there. But overall, thank you very much for joining me. This was really fun. I'm excited to do the next two, and I'll see you soon, buddy.
Just don't forget to record all your gears at Heroes, and that's it. You will be just fine.
Yeah, you can just
Thanks
take all
for
this.
having me today. See you soon. Tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And then you can just to make it clear, you can just take all this, log it into the amazing ledger we built. Eventually that'll be even more beautiful on the website. But yeah, thank you, sir. Guys, if you like it, comment, subscribe, share it with your mother. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Fastidious.